who was part of the torture of Sumayya, the mother of Ammar bin Yasir. Go and read the books. Him and Abu Jahl, because Umar bin Khattab from one side of his family is a Makhzumi, so he has to be involved in the torture. On the second level, Umar bin Khattab himself had children before the days of Jahiliyyah. He himself narrates very clearly. He says, when he became a Muslim, he says, I remember two things from my times in Jahiliyyah. One which makes me laugh and one which makes me cry. So they said to him, O second caliph, what is it that makes you laugh and what is it that makes you cry? He said, what makes me laugh is my days in Jahiliyyah when we used to worship an idol made of dates. You know what you break your fast with in the holy month of Ramadan? You find that a human being constructs like a Christmas tree. He makes an idol made out of dates. And they bow before the idol made out of dates. He says, what used to make me laugh is that when I'm bowing down, I look one way, I look the other, I eat a date. He said, before you know it, God was dead. He said, because everyone else was doing the same, so the idol that was made out of dates, there was no idol left anymore. Everyone's having a bite. And before you know it, nobody knows where the idol's gone. So he says, in those days of Jahiliyyah, I used to laugh, and I used to look at it and say, how can I worship something made out of dates? And I wish those were the days of Jahiliyyah. I wish mankind has progressed till 2010. Go to certain villages in the world and you'll see gods made out of things which will make you go crazy when you find out what the human can bow down to. And on the second level he says, but I remember something which makes me cry. What is it? When I buried my daughter alive. He said, what do you mean you buried your daughter alive? He said, I had a daughter, and the verse was one of the verses which applied to me, that when we hear the news of a daughter, we hide from our people, not knowing, do we keep her in disgrace or do we bury her in the dust? He said, this daughter of mine, I looked at her, I thought to myself, one day what if she marries from another family? One day on a battlefield she cannot tell me. One day economically she will not be there for me. It's better that I hit her with a spade and kill her. He says, but I get hurt and I cry. I remember when I was about to hit her on the ground, I remember her touching my beard. But it didn't affect me, and I put her on the ground and I killed her. So you found that even someone like him would be involved in a position where he would bury his daughter alive. At the same time, you may find a companion of Rasulullah whose life changed because of the respect given to the daughter as a child. Ammar ibn Yasir. Ammar ibn Yasir, his parents Yasir and Sumayya, there are narrations which state that they weren't in the religion of Islam. They had come to Bani Makhzum and they used to follow an idol of Bani Makhzum. Ammar ibn Yasir would go near Rasulullah because he was one of the earliest Muslims. In those early days of Islam, Rasulullah used to gather the companions in Dar al-Arqam. They would sit in Dar al-Arqam. Whenever a verse of the Quran would be revealed, you would find that as soon as it's revealed, the companions are taught the verse by the Prophet. Ammar ibn Yasir that night returns home. As he enters his house, he enters, his mother Sumayya and his father Yasir come to greet him. His shoulder brushes the idol falls on the ground and breaks. His mother said to him, Ammar, look what you've done. You've just killed God. To which the reply that came from Ammar was, Mother, did you just hear what you said? Just think about what you just said. If my shoulder can kill that God, then what am I doing worshipping your God? His father Yasir said to him, how dare you talk like that to your mother? Who's taught you to speak like that? He said to him, my holy prophet has taught me. He said, what else has he taught you? He said, we've just returned and the verse has been revealed. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ بِأَيِّ ذَنْبٍ قُتِلَتْ. On the day of judgment, the female will ask, for what reason was I buried alive? When Sumayya heard this, Sumayya began to cry. As soon as she began to cry, Ammar said, Mother, I didn't mean to make you cry. What's wrong? Yasir, his father, said, Oh Ammar, you have not said anything bad. Rather, you should know, your mother had two elder sisters before her. And these two elder sisters, your grandfather, when they were born, he buried them both alive. The second one, as he was burying her alive, she made an involuntary movement, like babies make. They make an involuntary movement. This involuntary movement affected your grandfather. And your grandfather said, I swear, if I have a third daughter, I'll make sure she stays alive. He said, your third daughter, Your third daughter was whom? Was your mother, Sumayya. And that's why his mother looked at him and she said to him, "Oh Ammar, if Muhammad preaches the rights of the child, then me and your father will join the religion of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam." Therefore, would you